right, today, friends, I have my daughter Evie with me, and we are going to talk about fringing scarves. Okay, so this is a pattern that'll be coming out probably in the new year because it takes time to write a pattern and we want to edit and everything. It's our Adelaide scarf, and we really liked it. It has kind of incorporates like a granny stripe. Okay, and you know, a fringe just makes a scarf all the better, right? So Evie here, because time is limited, Evie and her sister Sarah get to fringe their own scarves. So we're going to teach everybody how to do that. So here is the finished Adelaide scarf. It still has some ends winding. So Evie, what would you think we need to do first before we fringe it?
Weave in the ends?
Yes, weave in the ends. She got it right. Ding, ding, ding. Dave and Prepper. She already knew it. So for you beginners, coffee cup's right in the way. Weaving in ends is not our favorite thing, right? But it really makes a work look finished. I'm messing my hair the whole time. So this yarn is a lovely alpaca and nylon from Cascade Yarns. And I do love it. It's called Cascade Resolve. I got on sale, I believe through Knit Picks, but there we go. So as you can see, this is kind of where I joined it, the new color, which if you see my other YouTube, we talk about joining with the new color. And then I just kind of crocheted over part of it to anchor it down so it wouldn't unravel while I was doing it. And so the first thing I'm going to do, now I sometimes cheat with my fringe. I'll pull in my unwoven ends in as well to make my fringe look thicker. Hopefully you're not hearing too much of the background. But you're just going to take it and you're going to weave it in, okay, in between the other stitches. Like in this case, can you see Evie? Now when Evie starts doing her stuff, you'll see she's actually left-handed, so it might look like a mirror image here. I'm just going to weave it in, and then I'm just going to pull it through. Because I've already anchored it a little bit. And so now, this is why I love embroidery scissors, friends. I'm going to cut it really close to the fabric, and you don't even see it anymore, right? It just disappeared. So Evie, why don't you try that on one of them?
Okay.
I can sip coffee while she's doing this. So while she's doing that, I'm going to talk to us about our, we'll swing back to her in just a second. Feel all right. Okay, so here we're also going to talk about our granny square blanket we all started, right? Start from here, just a basic granny square. This is where I got. So I've been meaning to come on here and tell you guys how to start the border. But I couldn't get things perfectly lined up. So we're just going to do it imperfectly. And here's our Adelaide, another scarf in progress. So with the border, okay, I'm going to pick a spot. I'm going to just clarify this. With granny squares, doing a border is very easy because you have just regular stitches across the whole thing. Okay, so there's not going to be weird side stitches that you're having to go down. You did do that one right, so go ahead and clip off. No weird side stitches to go down. They're all going to be your basic single crochet stitches. It's not going to look weird. So I decided I would start with just round one being single crochet, because after that, oh, that's right, they're not left-hand scissors. Do they make left-hand embroidery scissors? I guess we gotta find it out. Beautiful, Evie. So I'm gonna take my base, my neutral gray, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my hook. Okay. Now, I'm going to pick a spot. I'm just going to pick any spot. And I'm going to go the same direction I would normally go with my stitches. So I'm just going to say I'm going to go in the middle of this cluster right here. And I'm going to join it with a slip stitch, which you guys have seen in our other videos. Okay, so now I have my slip stitch joined on. And then I'm going to chain one. And then I'm going to go ahead and start with a single crochet into that same stitch. Okay, And so what you'll find, I'm just going to single crochet all the way around. So every chain space, I'm going to get a single crochet. Now here's the thing, with the chain space, I am not going to go try and go into that chain. I'm just going to go around it, okay? Just like we did with our clusters, okay? And so now, here you go, that's in there. And you're just going to go all the way around, getting every stitch. Now you're going to try and not skip any stitches, because when you do your next row, you want it to be nice and even. Now, where you have a joint at, where two squares are joined, I usually try and get one stitch in there, but you basically want to evenly paste across. Okay, and I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I'm going to crochet over this tail so I don't have to weave it in. In the corner spots of the flat areas, we're going to get one stitch because, you know, the join part is one stitch, the other part's going down. So it's basically just going to single crochet all the way across. Evie's almost done with that front, or weaving those yarn ends in.
So close.
Sorry, I didn't put my glasses on. So with a border, it's always really important to have I would say, like with the single crochet going around it first, it kind of gives you a solid, even base. So it just kind of makes it a nice edge to work off of for anything fancier. So for this border, my plan is to do several rows of just single crochet around. And then my plan is to do a couple rows of surface slip stitch crochet for some pretty stripes, because I just like color. And this is kind of my moody granny square. I used a lot of scraps for this that were in that pink and purple family. And so it's kind of a nice moody fall vibe. I have some other ones that are very springy. How's it going, Evie?
It's going good. I have like 2 more left after this, but I can't cut these, so I'm going to need you to do that.
That works. So, I'm almost at corner. So the fun thing about crocheting and stuff like that is that you can make so many cool things. She's almost there. Check out their progress. Is you can make so many cool things, so many handmade things. And handmade, as we've just talked about before, does not mean cheap. It does mean that you invested a lot of time and effort and money into the recipient, right? And I think we've lost the art of doing things slower and well. You know, it's a lot of how fast can I make this hat? Well, it's nice to make a fast hat, but what about like a beautiful Fair Isle hat, or something done in a softer yarn, or even this scarf? You know, it's this Adelaide scarf. Like I said, it'll be coming out soon. We might just do YouTube on how to make it first and then do a print off. You know, even this Adelaide scarf was not a fast one, but I really want to do something very fall. We've been talking a lot about the importance of not just rushing to Christmas, even though I love Christmas. And all these are very fall colors. Now I might still do a Christmas one. I thought about doing like teal and the brown and maybe like a white, or just having teal and brown and not do the orange at all, or just orange. All right, you got that part done?
Yeah, I just need you to cut it.
Okay, so we got these all woven in. Okay, so you don't see them on the other side either. Look how nice and smooth that looks. So I'm just going to take my embroidery scissors. We're going to trim it.
Because I can't.
Yeah, poor left-handed Evie. We do have left-handed scissors in our house, just not my really sharp embroidery scissors. That's the thing with embroidery scissors, they are sharp, they can cut you. Okay, so now we have a nice edge, everything's woven in. I chose the LA scarf not to do a single crochet across the top. I have done that on other scarves, but in this case I thought nobody's going to notice, so why do an extra row? So what we're going to do is we're going to add a fringe on every brown row. Now to do a fringe, you want to choose your colors. We're going to use all 3 actually, base colors from the scarf. So we have our chocolate, yeah, I think there too, our chocolate, and our deep lake, and our burnt orange, okay? And what we're going to do, Evie, is we're going to take a book that's going to be about the length that we want for our fringe, okay? Now, the quick way to do this is this. We're going to take a length. Fringe is like a small amount of work, a basic fringe, for a big impact. So that's partly why I like it. We can do a twisted fringe in another episode. That is not a small amount of work, but it does also gives a big impact. It's also do this with a tassel. So I have all three colors going. Okay. Now, I take my Bible devotional or journal, and I'm just going to wrap it. And I have all three colors going. Now, I like all three colors because I like a fuller fringe, and this yarn is a little bit thin, which made it very drapey for a scarf, right? It made it very drapey, still warm because of the alpaca, but it's not very bushy or thing. And I always do more than I think I'll need. So as you can see, it takes really hard. It's really difficult, huh? There we go. We did this in our crochet class recently because we all did half double crochet color block scarves, which turned out really cute. And we added a fringe. And then Evie, why don't you go ahead and pull out a crochet hook? We're going to need to latch hook these on.
What size?
I would say a 3 or a 4, somewhere in there. Or you can, yeah. I would not do a big one because I used a 3 for making these stitches. And you need something that'll fit between your stitches.
This is size 4.
That'll work. Okay, so I have a bunch on here. I can always make more because I have a size of something I'm going to reuse. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut it. I'm just going to cut it. Our cinematography is not great. Okay. So I have this whole edge here. I'm just going to cut along the edge here so they're all the same length.
Like a pom-pom.
Yes, like a pom-pom. Yep. I'm also being careful not to hurt my book. Or me. Or Eddie. Ooh, gotta go there. Or apparently Gillen, who's now worried. See, this way Evie can now wear her scarf because we finished. It's just Christmas seasons. We're all so busy. I was like, I'm paying her to fringe scarves for our shop, for our booth where we work at. There we go. So now I have all these lovely pieces, all, and some more drop, all roughly the same size. So what you're going to do now is you're going to take one strand of each color. Okay, this is how I did mine and Sarah's. So you're going to make sure they're all about lined up. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm going to pick one of the brown rows from the edge that you just finished weaving ends on. Okay. Now what she's going to do is she's going to go into the stitch, the row, the side of the row. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. I just poked it right through. And I'm going to take the middle of the bundle of yarn. I'm going to pull it through. So now I have a loop. Okay, can you see the loop on the end? And if I want, I can just use my fingers and then not. Just pull it right through. Okay? So that's all you have to do. And we're going to start with, you can always make more of this. We're going to start with just on the brown rows.
Can I try?
Yeah, go for it. Just do on the brown rows start with. And then if you want to make it thicker, you can just add more. There's not like a, it's fine. Even after you have latch hooked them all on here, even if they were all diligently, exactly evenly wrapped around here, you might still have some variation in length. So afterwards, I always give it a little trim because you don't know, you don't want it to look uneven. So give it a more professional look. And even still, at the very end, you should still block it and steam it to make your fibers loosen into their new form. Good job, girl. First try, right? First try. To make the fabric drape like you want it to. Let me push it back so we can see more, both of us. There we go.
Yeah, I need my glasses.
You need your glasses on too, huh? So, Evie, you excited to wear your new scarf?
I am. I'll wear it tomorrow when I walk our neighbor's dog.
That's a good idea. Yeah, so that's how you would fringe a scarf, guys. You can work on any scarf. Now, hopefully we videotaped this well enough that you will actually be able to see us and not be cut off weird. We're still learning how to use the YouTube channel with our camera. And we hope to bring you a lot more content as we get better at doing this. All right, I'm almost to the corner here too, this first row. I wanted to show you the corner while she's doing that. Just a combined episode. Crocheting with the girls. Crochet is such a good activity though. I love when it gets colder and I'm just ready to make everything cozy. It's like all of a sudden I'm like, how many scarves and hats I can make? I actually have to make Miss Stevie some hats. She put an order in for 2.
Cool. What do I wonder for who?
So we have a lot of fun stuff we get to do together. And it's fun being able to craft together. It's that bonding. Got it, Evie?
Maybe. Didn't write the first time. And the second time. There we go. I do, just slowly.
We tease her about being left-handed, but she's actually really good at all this. So.
See, I'm not that bad.
You're not bad at all. We just like to tease you. All right, look, almost to the corner. Almost to the corner.
You're so close, Mom. You're so close.
And then the nice thing is, since I just crocheted over all of these, I can just trim that off and I have to go back and weaving that in. Save me some time. The dog do out the bark.
Did he just fall?
Maybe. Or he laid down.
One of those two.
So when we will come back, after we get the rest of the border done, we'll have an updated video on how it looks. I'll get these 3 rows of single crochet done, and then we're ready to do the surface stitching across it to get some cool stripes. We can show that. We can also show some other variations on a border that you can also do. That would be very fun to do. All right, Evie's almost there. You just get to do in real time today.
More.
As you can see, a fringe is also very beginner friendly. Can dress up.
This
You
is
can
my
also
first
make
time doing a fringe.
It's also, if you are a beginner stitcher and you feel like your edge looks weird, a fringe can like hide a lot of problems in it. We got 2 left. Fringe can hide a lot of problems, and that way you can be like, oh, nobody will notice that my edge is a little wonky because there's a beautiful fringe there. And it just, as you wear it, that's what they'll see. They won't see that one edge is slightly longer than the other. They'll just see a lovely fringe on a lovely person wearing their lovely homemade scarf. Right, Eddie? Okay, so let me show you this. So we've got the corner here. The corner is, I'm going to do one here, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and do 3 in the corner. There are 3 chains, but that way you wouldn't be confused. I'm going to do 3 in the corner. Now the next round, I will probably do 5 in the corner so I can make the corner a nice sharp point. You almost there, girl? Oh, I'm covering you up with the blanket. Helped if I wouldn't smother everything with the blanket, huh?
Well, you're trying to keep it warm in the cold weather.
That's right. Okay, so that one's a little bit rounded. If you want to make it tighter, you just add another stitch there. But like I said, next round I'm gonna do 2 or 3 in that corner. Well, 3 there, so that way it'll be a nice sharper point. But this round, I just did 1 per chain stitch. But look already how that edge of that blanket looks significantly better, even before I blocked it. It's nice and even. Any spots where they weren't quite lined up have been kind of evened out and covered up with the single crochet. So start your borders with the single crochet, and then like I said, we'll come back and we'll update this with our finished border. Your long things on the edge, because we did do these all in rows.
All done.
You got all done? Okay, let's see it. So this is doing it just every brown row, okay? If you want to make it a thicker one, just then add some for each colored row too. So that's our basic how to do a fringe. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Go ahead and share our channel. Subscribe so we can do some live classes. Bye.